5 people have died in an E. coli outbreak in the United States. A total of 197 cases across 35 states have been reported so far in what's the largest US outbreak since 2006. The contaminated food is believed to be Romaine lettuce, but an investigation is still ongoing as to its source. Well, let's talk now to Andrew Skinner, who's a fellow of the Society of Food Hygiene and Technology. Andrew, thank you very much for being with us. I was about to say this lunchtime, which of course it will be for some people. It might not be the happiest subject to be talking about, but it's an important one. First of all, what do we know about the origins of this particular outbreak?
Well, at the moment, the investigation has been going on for around about 2 months, and there are still, as I understand it, still quite a lot of uncertainties in terms of the actual sources and the causes of it. And we can come back to that in a moment. I mean, let's not forget this is a very nasty bacteria. Whilst there are lots of different types of E. coli, this particular one, which is E. coli 0157H7, it produces a very nasty toxin, and once ingested, can have some fairly serious effects on the person that has ingested that. It's not just diarrhea, it's stomach cramps. It can result in very watery diarrhea. It can result in blood in the diarrhea. And in very extreme cases, it can result in kidney failure. So this is pretty nasty. And the issue here is that they really need to get back to the source and the cause so they can be absolutely certain that they've A, eliminated it, and B, that they can take action to make sure it doesn't happen again.
5 deaths out of the 197 cases reported already. Is that a kind of comparatively high figure of fatality?
Well, if you think back to, I mean, we have had E. coli 0157 cases in the UK. 22 years ago or so, we had a case in Scotland. Off the top of my head, I think there were 4 deaths. I can't remember the actual numbers there, and there were a few hundred people affected. In 2005, we had the case in Wales where one little boy died. There were a number of people infected there. So this would appear to be about in line with what we've seen in the past. The mortality is significant for the number of people that get infected. And just to add to what you said there in terms of the numbers, in the US at the moment, I think there are something like 26 of the cases that have been diagnosed so far are currently being treated for kidney failure.
So sadly, the potential number of deaths could rise then, even if we reach the end of the outbreak. It's being suggested that it's linked to lettuce. Why would lettuce be a likely culprit?
Well, I think you have to go back to look at the known sources of E. coli 0157, and it is known to be carried in the intestines of cows. Pigs have been implicated, deer. So if the animals are on the fields and are actually leaving their droppings on the fields, this can get into waterways. This can be then used for irrigation on the fields. Sometimes you have manure used to fertilize the fields. So those are any of the possible sources and causes that could be reasons why we've seen this E. coli get onto the product and then through the food chain.
And a reminder then for people here, as everywhere, wash thoroughly before you eat.
Yes, thoroughly wash vegetables before you eat them. If you can peel them, even like with an apple, if you can peel an apple, wash an apple, peel it before you eat it. It's a good sound practice to follow.
Andrew Skinner, fellow of the Society of Food Hygiene and Technology. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.